So anyway, just I'm going to cover up that, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
Exceptional handling. What do you mean by exception handling? Before going to the exception handling, we should have to know what do you mean by error. Error in the sense, whenever you make something like, for example, if there is no delimit at the end of the statement, or if you're missing variable declaration or assigning values to the variable, those kind will called as an error. Okay. So a mistake in a program during runtime process is known as error. So these errors may cause due to errors may cause due to user or system. Actually, if the user makes that error, that is called runtime error, madam. If it is caused by the system or predefined functions missing, class not found functions, those are called as system compile time errors. Okay, na? So related to user is runtime errors, madam. Runtime errors. Next, when you related to system defined, which is nothing but we'll call as a compilation error. Compilation error. What is the difference is when you're going for compilation error, errors caught during compiled time is called as a compilation error. What is this compilation error? What kind of this errors we are getting out? So whenever you find some class missing, class not found, next import function failed, those are related to the system defined. Okay, madam, that's related to system defined. Those are called as a compilation error. Those are called compilation error. Mean compilation time during compilation mean card during the compiled time is called as a compilation error. So compiled time errors includes what kind of this is? Includes library files, library file missing. Next, reference values. Okay, reference values. Next, syntax errors. Okay, or incorrect class imports. All these related to the system. These are called as compilation errors. Okay, madam? Compilation errors. So you may ask me, sir, library files like keywords like try, if, while do while, switch statement, all these are library files. Reference values related to arrays, data types, all this comes under relevant. Syntax errors like related to functions, methods. Okay, all this will come syntax error. Incorrect class imports. Whenever you import a new file or whenever you import a new method, the method may not be recognized. That may be class not found, invalid class. Okay, those will come under compilation errors, madam. Okay, madam? Got it? Compilation errors. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you come to the runtime errors, which are caused by the errors, so by user makes mistakes. Those are called runtime errors. So the errors that occur during the runtime of a program. program is called as runtime error. Actually, these are called when you called as an exceptions. What kind of exceptions we are getting out? Like user mistakes during the execution process. Example, invalid declaration. Next, any other things, madam? Delimiter missing. Next, invalid assignment operator. Invalid function name. The function name which is by the user defined, right? Function name or class name, all these will comes under user. We are giving, right? The function is there, function name we are giving. Class is already by built-in function. Class name is given by the user. So those kind of things which are related to the user specifying the values in a program, that's called as a user defined. We call as a related to the runtime is user, related to the system is compilation. This is related to compilation. So now how these are related, how these exception causes, what are the types of exceptions we do, what are the reasons to find these exceptions. So whenever you're writing a program, you will find some mismatch inputs. First one is exception is, these exceptions are caused due to the following elements. First one is mismatched input, madam. For example, instead of name, you entered age, then automatically throws an mismatched input. It should not accept the integer in place of a string, or instead of a string, or instead of a string, it should not accept any integers. So that is mismatched inputs, madam. Mismatched inputs. Next, second one is file not found. So for example, file not found. Mean, for example, you have stored that file, you have stored the data in a particular drive, D drive, something like. Now, when you entered in the C drive and you're searching for a file, it shows that an invalid file not found. Okay, so those kind of succession. So user is setting up with the use file name which does not exist in the machine. Those will called as a file not found exceptions. The third one is exception related to array. Exception related to array. For example, you store that 100 values, and you are going to search for 101th value, next value. So it shows that array out of bound. So out of range bound values or exceptions related to array. Okay, madam? Related to array. Yeah. Next, divide by zero. So any value which is divided by the denominator 0, that is an arithmetical exception. So we'll actually call it as a arithmetical exceptions. Okay, madam? Arithmetical exceptions. So these are all. So what are the types of exceptions are having? We are having arithmetical exceptions, array out of bound exceptions, file not found exceptions, and mismatch input exceptions. So these are the, due to this, the exception may causes. ఈ ఎర్రర్స్ వల్ల మనకి ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ కాజ్ చేస్తుంటాయి అన్నమాట. అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ టర్మినేటింగ్, మీన్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ బ్లాకింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద execution part while the user, it may be related to the user or it may be related to the system. So to avoid this, we use a concept called an exception, which in Java we use a try catch. Whatever error we are getting in the try, it throws automatically in the catch block and it will display the catch value as an exception. What kind of exception is this? Whether it is whether it is an arithmetical exception, or it may be an array out of bound exception, or it may be a file not found exception, or it may be mismatched input exceptions. So mismatched input. What is mismatched? It is, suppose for example, so in place of name, if user specifies age, it throws exception as mismatch as mismatch. Okay, throws mismatch. Example, age equal to 12. In place of age, if user specifies some name, automatically throws an error. So the error, file not found. User specifies invalid file which is not stored in a particular drive. Exceptions. Okay, now the third one is array out of bound. Array out of bound. What is the array out of bound? Example, if the array elements are 100, but the user specifies 101, it throws invalid, or it throws array out of bound exception during runtime process. Okay, madam? Runtime process. Now divide by 0. If any number is divided by denominator as 0, or denominator as 0, it throws as arithmetic exception. Okay, so a equal to 10, b equal to 0, c equal to a by b, right? A by b. So this kind of things will comes under arithmetical exceptions. Due to these reasons, the exception causes. So reasons causes exceptions by the following events. Okay, now these are the next. So we'll see an example. Now, when you want to work with this, so in Java, there are 3 exceptions are there. One is how we can handle these exceptions. One is by using try, madam. Try block, what does this try block is? It just, we are going to write the actual code in the try block, madam. And if you find any, we are going to, when you are compiling, if it is shows any error, that will automatically stored in the catch block. Through the catch block, you can finally, we can store that what kind of errors we are getting out, that will be identified in the catch block only. We can use try catch block, but we use only just try catch. That's enough. So no need to go there. So in the try, we are going to write the actual code, and in block catch, it throws what kind of exceptions we are going to raise. Okay, so that's enough. Here, the try block is actual code which relates to the program. So now, can you give an example? We'll try. You can try with arithmetical exceptions, right? You can try with the arithmetical exceptions. Second one is catch block. I'll tell you, catch block. What the catch block will be intended, just it will handle what kind of exceptions we are going to add, and it will display the exception error caused due to the program. So exception block, catch block identifies the exceptions which kind of exception caused by the program during runtime process. During runtime runtime process. In the try catch block. In the previous programming, we already worked links, number of links, drop down, radio buttons. There also you can check if the link is not, by clicking on the link, if the link is not clicked out, then automatically it throws an error, link not found, invalid link. Those kind of messages also you can get it out if you are using the try catch block. Now, what is the syntax for this? Is syntax for try catch. Syntax for try catch block is try opening. So try open braces. Next close. So block of code. Now under that just we can write as exception, or you can write as catch. You can write catch and kind of exception E. Exception E. What kind of exception we're getting out? Under that we can get system dot out dot println E dot message. So what kind of message you get it out? Closes. So if you find any error, what kind of error we are getting out, that will be shown in your catch block. It's shown in your catch block. We can give any number of catches, madam. In one try catch, in one try block, you can store or you can get any number of catches. So catch 1. If it is not an exception like arithmetical, then you can try with the exception again. Exception E1, or you can go even. Under that you can give system dot out dot println E dot message 2. There is a previous one is message 1, message 2. You can store any number of exceptions in a single try block. In a try block, we'll see. For example, I want to add 2 numbers and I want to do for division, madam. So I want to add 2, or you can go for A value. I want to enter the A value, B value, and I want to divide by A by B, and which goes as arithmetical exceptions in the try catch. That will see it out using try by. So clips. Right click on that, go to new, click on the class, mention as try 1. So I'm going to use arithmetical, just public static void main, click finish. Now using the scanner, I'll try to enter the username and first name. So first value and second value. So scanner is equal to new scanner of system dot in, madam. So
Dot in.
So change the scanner as java.utility function. Now, so I'm going to declare int a, b, c. So I'm going to use try block. Under the try, I'm going to use system.out.println, enter the first value or enter the a value. Enter the a value. Enter the value. Or enter the first number.
Yes. Semicolon.
Okay, I'm going to enter them. So a equal to or b equal to, or we'll try to b equal to object. What is an object here? Do we declare any object for this? So what is the object here?
SC dot
SC,
SC.
right? SC dot
SC dot next int.
int. Okay. Similarly, second number. Okay, two values entered. What is the third value? I want to C equal
A. No, no. A equal
A
to
equal to B by C. Okay. So system dot out dot println division of two values. Division of two values. Division of two values. You can give plus A. Okay, plus A. Okay, madam. Now after that, I'm going to close the braces and I'm going to use catch exception E. So it throws what kind of exception we're having, right? Exception E. Under that, I'm going to use system dot out dot println error. What kind of error we're getting out? Comma
arithmetic.
E. We can give plus E and remove the comma. Now, what is the error we're getting out? Catch open braces. E should be kept written.
Catch of
Change it to exception. I will exception java.language. Okay, done. And what is the error here again? Semicolon. C. Okay. And any other things, exceptions? Any errors we're getting out? No, we are not getting any error. So I'll try to get done as first number 12. Second number 0. Okay, madam. Got it?
arithmetic error. Yeah. Java line
Mathematical
arithmetic.
exceptions. So what is the actual code? Where you have written in actual code? You have written actual code in try, madam. So whatever error you are getting out, that will throws in your catch block. In your catch block. Okay na? ఇలా మన ట్రై క్యాచ్ చేసుకుంటాం అన్నమాట. త్రోలో కూడా రాసుకోవచ్చు, త్రోలో కూడా మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది అన్నమాట. రైట్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు క్యాచ్ ఇవ్వకుండా త్రో కూడా ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు. ఏమిస్తారు? ట్రై ఇచ్చేసేసి ఎల్స్ త్రోని ఇచ్చేసేయండి. ఓకే, అలా రాసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ ఏంటంటే బెటర్ వీ కెన్ ట్రై టు వర్క్ విత్ ట్రై క్యాచ్ ఈజియెస్ట్ విచ్ యూ కెన్ వర్క్ మేడం. సో వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఎర్రర్స్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ అవుట్, రైట్?
సో త్రో ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ త్రో అనేది ట్రై బ్లాక్ లో రాయాలా క్యాచ్ లో?
ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, నేను ఇదే ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఇది ఉంది కదా ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో, I'll write some, I'll make some changes in this program. Okay, I'll do thing for the time being. I'll copy the same program. Okay. So here in the try block attending is, I'm giving one more condition, madam. So here I'm going to write as if. I'll write one more condition. C equal to A by B. Before writing C equal to A by B, I'll give one more condition as if A not equal to 0. If A not equal to 0, okay? If A not equal to 0.
If A equal to 0, throw.
If A not equal to 0, A or C? A.
C.
C, yeah? Yeah. If C not equal to 0, and now C equal A equal to B by C. System.out.println A. That's all. And here, after printing the system.outline, I am going to give one more column, else condition, madam. Else throw new exception. One second. TH. No exception. Second. Don't put any value as denominator. Denominator. Don't put any value in the denominator. Okay, madam? Don't put any value in the denominator, semicolon. Now just give us throw is a lowercase. Okay, throw. So exceptions is change it exception java.language. Okay, now next exceptions.
Yeah.
So under that, what I can do, I can write, I can close this error and I can use a catch block, right? I can remove this part and I can remove catch exception in the catch block. So in the catch block, I'll write this name. Okay. So if I save this program, so what does it do? How many exceptions? 1 more, 2, 3.
I think you need to close.
One more and close with one more. Braces problem. If you give this. One second. After class, we're having one more braces.
One,
This is the first brace. Okay.
two,
And second brace is this is the second brace.
second brace.
Second brace, madam. After that, I'm going to use try block. Madam.
3.
Third one, madam. And we are going to use if condition, madam. If for is giving 4. Okay. 4.
4. Yeah.
And after that, for 4, I'm going to close 1. So we'll get 3 only.
1, 3.
Okay, 1 second. So we'll get 3 values. What is the error we're getting out? Why it is showing error here?
Space. Values. After. No, still it's showing.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it necessary to have that? Okay, else. Okay. So we are having only 3 left out. Okay. 3 left out. And for this throw, we can have as a denominator. And we throw, we doesn't have any else part. Else we can go with else part. So for else, we no need to have any else. New. And we've been close with the 3. We required only 2. Right? 2. We required 2.
Yeah.
And this for this, we are required 2. So 1, 2. And this is for 1.
Extra 37. No, extra.
Right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
So if I compile this, so first number, madam. If I enter, I'm not entering any value. So if I use 1, division by 2 values is 101. Okay. So don't put 0 in the denominator. Now. What is in throws? So what will happen now? What will happen, madam?
If a blocker, if a will condition will say.
Okay. So for example, if I entered like 45, something like. Second
0.
one entered as 9, madam. Division of 2 values is
5.
No. Will this X go?
9 5 is 45.
Yeah. 0 value. Actually, if I enter 10, oh sorry. First number if I entered 10. Second number if I entered. Second it has to come second run, right? Not first run. Until it enters the 0, it has to come second round, right? First, C not equal to 0, madam. C not equal to
If C
0.
not 0, yeah, you are. If C are not equal to 0, then it is dividing, right? If you give second number 0, then it will ask you, I guess.
Second number it is not giving out. 1 second I'll do. I'll run again, madam. Okay.
Yeah.
So enter the value. If I enter 10, madam.
Now you enter 0.
If I enter 0. Don't put
any.
Okay. No?
Yeah.
So this is a throw block, madam. This is a throw block. Okay.
So, but it should be again give us like enter the first number, right?
Yeah, it is. It has to ask. That's I'm showing out. It has to ask the second time. It is executing only one.